It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission at the end of the day is to provide you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of those resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. On this episode, we have the one and only Jasmyne. She's in the building, by the way, and she'll be talking about the money mistakes that entrepreneurs make before buying a home, and heck, might be money mistakes they're making, period. I can't wait to hear what's going on here. What's going on, Jasmyne? How are you today?
I am fantastic. It's been a long day, but the energy is still here. Okay.
Okay, it's been a long day for some, a long morning for some, a long afternoon, depending on what time you're watching. And thank you all for tuning in. You have a lot of choices and you choose to be with us. So thank you so much. We appreciate that. Before we get started, Jasmyne, about how famous you are and your background and all these accolades that you wrote down that you have, folks are wondering, the one question that's got to be on everybody's mind, which is, what's the biggest money mistake? That's kind of a loaded question, but I'm curious that entrepreneurs are making today before buying a home.
The biggest mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing right now is thinking that when they write off or when they make those write-offs on those taxes, that they'll still be able to use that full amount of income to purchase a home. And that's when the slap in the face comes, because it's like I make about $500,000-$600,000 a year, but on the same token, you're also writing off all of that $600,000 in taxes. And we need to be able to see that the income that you're actually making, you're also paying taxes on in order to include that as your income for qualifying purposes. And I think that's the biggest reality check a lot of my entrepreneurs realize when they're trying to buy a home.
So one is for the entrepreneur, hey, you've got to pay taxes so you can claim that's income that you have. And if you haven't, you need a more profitable business, I take it. That's number one. But number two, on the other side, I am curious, as you were speaking, what other financial habits can hurt an entrepreneur's chance of getting approved? And I know habits mean different things to different people, because some folks are older, some folks are younger, some folks are just starting to have kids, some folks' kids are leaving home. And I know you work with a wide variety of clients. But if you had to step back and say, here's some financial, let's call them habits, that you've seen that's held people back. What's a couple that you would mention off the top of your head?
Absolutely. Not having separate accounts for your business purposes and your personal purposes. A lot of entrepreneurs that I run into, they only have their business account, their business operating account, and they use that for their personal transactions and things like that. And that, I get it, because we see the money is there, but that also makes it difficult for you to have positive habits like starting to save. For us as lenders, we want to see that you're actually paying yourself sometimes. So having an actual payroll account, like separating your money, that's one of the biggest things. Also, when we get too excited with being entrepreneurs and seeing how much money that we made. So ideally, we're all making money, right? But we also want to see that you're saving money, setting aside a 401k. Well, it wouldn't be a 401k for you. It'd be more like a SEP, IRA, things like that. But setting aside those types of accounts, yes, we're making money, but at the end of the day, you don't always want to be working. You want to still have that retirement set aside so that you're able to actually retire and not continue to work. And then investing is always another way of making extra money.
I love it. And we're gonna get into her backstory. I know some of you are curious, who is this woman speaking? You've never met her before. You're meeting her for the very first time. So I'll make sure I ask her to tell her backstory in a moment. But before she does that, what would you say to the entrepreneur that's watching, that's always saying they're going to buy a home next year when the market changes and next year becomes next year and next year becomes next year? What you say to that person who's been putting it off, saying, I'm going to do it next year. I'm just waiting for the market to change. Now is not a good time for buyers. Now is not a good time for sellers. Now is not the right time. Uh, any words that you would share to that person that's watching now?
Stop putting it off because there's never going to be a right time to purchase a home ever. When you feel like everything in your financial situation aligns and your life changes aligns, that's the time to buy a house. You need to come up with a plan, make sure everything is in place so that when you have those life changes and you are say like the thought in your mind is I want to buy a house, you should be going ahead and reaching out to a lender, to realtors, to anyone in the profession to go ahead and start making those moves because there's never going to be a perfect time for anything. That's the reality. And each time that you say, well, I'm going to wait next year, okay, yes, but next year the rates are going to be worse. The market may be worse. There's no perfect time. Just go ahead and make the move now.
Now is the time. It is 9 o'clock time, ladies and gentlemen. Now is the time to get moving and get started, by the way. Let's slow down if we can. Someone's in the kitchen cooking right now. Someone's in the gym and they're listening saying, who is this person? I hear this voice. She's making sense, but I didn't read her bio, Shay. I didn't get a chance to go Google her. I didn't put her name into Chat GPT or AI or whatever one you're using these days. So take a moment, if you would, and slow down, and then we'll speed back up and tell us, who are you? What's the backstory? And the question I'm really curious is, what was that defining moment that you said helping folks really buy a home and secure a home was going to be one of the tracks you're going to go down?
Um, well, I like to call myself the income guardian because I specialize in making sure that those high earners who are entrepreneurs and high earner professionals do not waste all of their money. My goal is to make sure that you are making smart financial decisions so that you can maintain the finances that you have and continue to have a or continue to build wealth over the years. Um, I started out at State Employees Credit Union for those in North Carolina. Um, I found my passion for helping people to purchase homes. I did not plan on being a mortgage broker at all. I wanted to own my own branch of a bank. And just seeing the people who came in and they didn't have all the information that they needed, that was what drew me to wanting to help people purchase homes. Because honestly, buying a home is an American dream. And I feel like everybody should have that, no matter what your current situation is, as long as you get everything ready, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to purchase a home. You just need the right people in your corner. So that was my passion, where it came from. Also, a mom, a wife, doing community service. I do all the things. But my number one focus, aside from my family, is helping people to reach their American dream while also not tapping into their full potential of their income.
Well said, by the way. And we're going to talk to two type of folks in a moment. We'll talk to the person. The question I'm going to ask, ladies and gentlemen, is for those folks, and I've been there, how can I say this, whose credit score is not where it needs to be. It's in the toilet. We'll call it that. Maybe she has two or three things you can do, and there's no shame in that, by the way. I've been there. Maybe two or three things they can do to get it going. And then we'll come to the other side, to those folks who have the right credit score, have the right income. Maybe the stars have lined up and you're ready. You're like, a number of folks in America, you're ready. But you're curious, like, wow, how much should I be putting down? Should I do 5%? Should I do 10%? Like, how much of my cash should I put down? And how much should I hold on? So we'll come to you in a minute. But let's first, to the person that's out there that's the Shay Brown of the world, has been there. What would you say to the person whose credit is not where they want to be, the credit score? What are three things you would typically recommend they do to kind of get back on the path?
First thing is pull your credit report for free on annualcreditreport.com. You want to see what all is reporting so that you have the exact layout of what's reporting, the positive, the negative, and then the next step would be to tackle some of those negative items because the typically what's impacting your credit score is those negative items still sitting there. right? So we want to flood the negative out with positive, and that can be by going ahead and resolving those accounts. That can be um, adding an authorized user credit card or someone on your having someone add you as an authorized user on their credit card that has great positive payment history and has doesn't max out the credit card every month. Um, what else? I would also say go ahead and try to get things like secured loans. A secured loan or a secured credit card will also help to show that you are making the strides to improve your credit.
Mm, I love that, by the way. Good points. Good place to start. You were very kind and nice. I remember my financial person telling me to stop spending money and cut up my credit cards. I can't do that. Like they're all maxed out. But you understand, I
This is
pay on
what
it, then I use it
you
again. See,
should.
you don't understand. I got it there. I was stuck in a loop in a cycle, and it was tough. It was tough. But good advice. Good advice. See, she didn't tell you to cut it up. See, my person cut the card, cut it up.
I mean,
I
that's a
thought if I
great
cut
way
up,
to
they might not send me another one. They pulled my score. They did. They better put me another one. Okay, but this is not about me. This is all about you. To the persons out there that's listening and saying, okay, I like it. I'm in a position looking. I'm just curious, what measurement do you use for how much cash you should put into it? Maybe looking at buying a home and it's $800,000 and somebody says, oh, 20%, you guaranteed to get in or whatever the number is. It's, I can do more than 20%. I can do 30 or 40%. So what's, again, general advice, because I understand y'all are all different places, different backgrounds, different credit scores, different years of employment. But in general, what's some of the things you normally consult with and share with on the type of down payment to put down?
It honestly is going to depend on your specific situation. If you have that 20%, I absolutely say go with, and if you have the 20% and you know it's not going to put you in a financial bind, let me say that because that's the most important thing. You can have it, but then once it's gone, now you're wondering how you're going to get your first 2 months of mortgage paid. That's a problem, right? So you want to, if you're able to do the 20%, then do it as long as it does not put you in a financial bind. The benefits of doing a 20% down is it honestly reduces your monthly payments because you're not having to pay things like private mortgage insurance and mortgage insurance. However, there's people out there who don't have the ability to pay the 20% down. So, what I typically say, if you can do 5% or a 3.5%, then let's work at those, let's use those financing structures instead. That way, you're not depleting your savings. That way, you know that if God forbid something happens, you still have that piggy bank for the remaining funds to take care of those emergency situations.
Well said, by the way. Um, when you've been known to make mortgages, I should say, not as complicated, because there's a lot of different mortgage programs out there, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. What do you enjoy most about helping folks like Shay and others understand a complex mortgage? What do you enjoy most about that?
Honestly, my happy place is as soon as a person realizes that they put in all this work and they can actually buy a house. The excitement that they get on their face, the joy, the excitement that they take to their family and friends once they figure out, hey, I'm about to go house shopping. Like I never thought this was something that I was going to be able to do, and I can do it. That's where my joy comes from. That's my happy place.
And what does it really mean to you when the client gets the keys to the new home? I'm not some mortgage people you never hear from again a day in their life, but for you personally, I know you take this very personal. You build relationships. So I guess my question is, what does it mean when someone gets the keys to the home? What does that mean personally to you?
It means I did my job and I put you in a right place to start building future wealth. Um, I don't like you stuck with me for life. I tell all my clients that you are stuck with me. I am going to still reach out to you to check in and see how things are going because I know your whole life story at this point. We have become friends. We have become family. I invite people over to my house. Like that's the whole dynamic. But I'm going to keep making sure that you are on track with everything that you told me that you wanted financially. Like once you buy your house, yeah, you've done the major transaction where you needed to use your credit, but that doesn't mean you let your credit fall off. And Jazz is going to keep you accountable.
I like that. Jab's gonna be right there for them. And as you were saying that, it's a good segment to a segment we do here called Today is My January 1st. Now, this is when we find out if your life has always been perfect. Maybe it's been perfect. So far, it's been perfect. You just help people get homes and you smile, you have a good time. But the segment for those folks that know what we're about to do, Today is My January 1st, is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is back there, or how bright and sunny the past is, the past really no longer equals the future. And so my question for Jasmyne on the other side is really twofold. Number one, just when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? And number two, what was a setback you had? What was a time in your life where there was some challenge? Maybe your life's been perfect, we'll find out. And how were you able to persevere? How were you able to get through it?
When I hear today is my January 1st, it's a whole fresh start. Um, Life has not always been perfect for me. Unfortunately, I would love it if it would have been. But to me, if I were to live by a fresh start basically every day, it will be waking up every morning and saying, all the negative that happened yesterday, we are not thinking about that. We're not pondering on it. We're moving forward. This is what I need to do to make sure this is a great day today. And we're going to keep doing that. Um, oh, my back's. When I decided to be a mortgage broker, it was a tough decision because I was going from being a salaried employee with two kids and a husband. My husband is also self-employed. So we are living this self-employed life to the fullest. It has its ups, but it also has its downs. We both have slow months. So it was a transition trying to figure out how to maneuver the slow months that we have while we also are taking care of our other responsibilities, including our babies. And our babies expect to have everything in the whole wide world. And the moment we tell them no, it's the end of the world for them. So just being able to maneuver that and make sure that we have money set aside those months that we know is going to be a slow month.
I love how you said that. By the way, that was spot on. And one of the questions I like to ask, as you've been being so authentic right now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I love the framing for the audience so they're fully aware you've had a lot of mentors along this journey of life. You probably have read more books than you can remember. You've watched a lot of videos, and now with AI and the phone, you've probably had unlimited training. But if you had to step back and say, you know what, here's the best piece of advice that's ever been given to me, Shay, that I want to pass on to someone else, what would it be and why?
The best piece of advice that I received would probably be don't don't let yesterday and what happened yesterday impact your decision for today and making today a better day. I would say that's the best piece of advice because life gets to lifing sometimes, and it gets very, very difficult. And sometimes we, especially as entrepreneurs, we feel like if we don't make a certain amount of money this month, then everything is going to fall apart and we will feel like a failure. But if we keep in that mindset and if we keep in that headspace, it holds us back more than it helps us. So we need to use that slow month that we might have had. We need to use it and say, okay, this is what I had this slow month. What can I do differently to make sure that yes, I had a slow month, but I'm also um, making up for that slow month this month and making it so that if I continue to have certain slow months, what do I have in place to make it where I am able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Bounce back.
I love that. Love that. For all, you gave a lot of advice today. What does success look like for you these days? What does it mean for you?
It means Being able to be at home, certain out, like be completely focused on my family after a certain hour and not have to deal with a file or putting out a fire on a file or anything like that. That's a successful day, because the reason that I ended up going to the broker side as well was so that I can spend more time with family, and being able to help people, and then also be able to go home and just spend time with my babies and go and watch them grow, be able to watch them change, is a blessing.
What a blessing it is, by the way. Congratulations being able to do that. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, how can folks best connect with you if they want to stay in this conversation over and beyond today? Is there a website? What should they do?
Um, the people that I'm working with today are going to be our high earning entrepreneurs. The ones that they know they make a lot of money and they want to make sure that they are able to protect that money and still purchase a home and not be in a financial bind afterwards. I'm your girl. We're here. I'm here to help you choose the right mortgage strategy and then purchase your home without putting unnecessary pressure on your business or your personal finances. Um, if that sounds like you, then you can follow me on Instagram at Jasmyne Inkrote. So it's JasmyneInkrote. And you can also give me a call at 984-833-8027. That's the easiest ways. My website is also youarecleartoclose.com. So that's the letter U, the letter R, clear, the number two, close.com.
I love that. You're clear to close. I love that. Words we all want to hear, by the way. Let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I appreciate it. Can't wait to connect with you again real soon.
Thank you.
And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, we wouldn't have a show. So I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're doing really, really well, and you're just going to that next level, whatever that next level of success looks like for you, or maybe you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. That being said, we out. Thanks a lot, Jasmine. We'll see you all on the other side. Peace for now. God bless, and keep doing God's work. Bye-bye.